welcome to the Teaching Corner. We're going to continue talking about NeuroTeach, and we're going to do number 6 and 7 of what every teacher should be doing with every student. And the first thing that we're going to talk about is students need to know that their effort matters most and that they have the ability to rewire their brain and to make themselves better learners and high-achieving students. And this is called neuroplasticity. So we're going to do a little bit of brain science today, which is really exciting. But neuroplasticity, basically all of our brains are full of neurons, and this is the basic information processing unit. And so we receive signals from the dendrites here at the end of the neuron. And if they receive a signal that is above a certain threshold, it will send the signal down the axon to the synapses, which is this gap between the neurons. And then we have chemicals that will carry it across the synapses to the dendrites of another neuron. And then each one of our neurons is connected to lots and lots of other neurons. And so the more we use a particular thing, the more we can strengthen this. By deliberate effort and working harder and smarter, we influence the type of changes that take place in a person's brain. And this is what neuroplasticity is because we're able to help rewire our brains so that certain things are easier to recall and easier to remember. So the myelination is right here along the axon, and it's covered in this fatty tissue called myelin. And the more we use a particular neuron, the more the myelin sheath builds up and the faster the signal travels down it. And this is what aids us in being able to recall something super fast. So the more we help our students go over particular information, the more we're firing those neurons, the more we're asking them to recall something, the faster this happens. And then it's like lightning speed. They're able to retrieve it without really having to think about it. And the other thing that we need to know is that our students really need more well-judged opportunities for choice in their learning because this enhances engagement and intrinsic motivation. All of us know that we enjoy choice. We don't like being told what we have to do. We like to have some input, and our students are the exact same way. So we can give them choice sometimes in the subject matter or the type of assessment. You know, it may be something like if you have an elementary class and you're able to say, hey, would you like to start with math today or English today? Or it may be in your science class where we have to cover these 6 topics. Which one would you like to do first? We need to be sure though that we're offering choice that correlates well to engagement and achievement so that we're going to assess what we really want to assess. And that's where being a good teacher comes in. We've got to make sure that what we're giving them actually is going to tell us the information that we need at the end. But students with a mastery mindset are more likely to choose more difficult and rewarding ways to demonstrate their learning. And so, like we talked about before, these are our kids with growth mindset versus fixed mindset, but they're also more concerned with mastery, that deep learning, deep understanding, which of course is what's going to help with that long-term learning over a long period of time, not the mile long and inch deep, but really deep learning. And that's exciting that those students are going to want to try to do more difficult things. And this really teaches our students essential skills like critical thinking, problem solving, communication, collaboration, resiliency, and grit. And that's one of the things that research has really shown that our students are lacking is grit. They don't know how to push through difficulty. And so they just want to give up. As soon as they get to something hard, oh, I quit. But giving students choice actually helps increase grit amongst our students because they have buy-in. They were the ones who got to choose the project. They're excited about it. They have buy-in. And therefore, even though when they come across something that's difficult, they're willing to try to push through it. So one way to offer choice with the assessment, we could offer them, would you like to take a multiple choice test? Would you like a document style test where you're analyzing different documents? We could do historical geography. We could give free response. We could maybe offer like doing something more creative, like creating a collage of images with a scholarly narrative that responds to the central question of the course. So there's lots of different ways we can offer choice to our students. And you may just offer 2 choices for a particular test. There was one teacher who did an assessment tic-tac-toe, and I love this idea because throughout the class, they had 3 major tests that they were going to get. And so they had to create a tic-tac-toe for themselves, but 3 different ways of presenting this information. So they could do a podcast, they could do a 3D medium like a trifold, a poster, a diorama, they could do a PowerPoint prezi or a keynote presentation. They could design a flipped classroom where they were the teacher giving the information to the students. I love this in the middle, a free space, something I haven't come up with yet. They could do iMovie or Final Cut public speaking or an oral presentation. They could do a hypertext essay or a 2D medium, painting, drawing, PowerPoint poster, something like that. So having these designed so that no matter which one the students picked, they were still having to present the information and maybe possibly one time a way that wasn't super comfortable for them, but then maybe 2 of the others were ways that they were really excited about doing it. So I just thought this was such a fantastic idea to get our students engaged. And again, students should be praised for effort rather than achievement. Remember that effort matters most, and associating their success with effort, not smartness, is the key to getting that grit in our students so that they persist. And if they believe that intelligence is mostly a matter of effort, what I put into it, they're more likely to exert that effort and attempt difficult academic tasks, and despite and persist, even if they come across setbacks or confusion or failure. And ultimately, this is what makes our kids better citizens later in life, because all of us as adults are going to fail. We're all going to come across hardships. We're all going to come across difficult times or times when we're confused, but the ability to pick ourselves back up, dust ourselves off, and move forward is can be the difference between a successful adult and one who's not so successful. So I hope that was helpful. If it was, please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye.